Since his return into the country, Nigeria's president-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu has continued to play host to various political leaders. During such visits, he never forgets to assure Nigerians of his commitment to deliver good governance by making sure that the average Nigerian gets to experience a working government. He says the promise of renewed hope he made Nigerians during his campaign is one he intends to fulfill. And that is what we'll be talking about next. Joining us now is broadcast journalist Taiwo Olakbade. It's nice to have you join us in the studio.
Nice to be here.
Great. And we also have foremost documentary photographer, Dayo Adedayo. It's nice to have you join us here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much.
Great. All right, let me start with you, Taiwo. Well, we have talked about and seen the renewed hope that has become the slogan or the title of the manifesto of Tinubu's presidency that is coming in. But make us understand, what will the renewed hope mean to an average Nigerian? Let's start from there.
Well, for me, renewed hope means a lot. And I'll start by saying that we know the outgoing president, President Muhammadu Buhari, he has tried his best. His best, however, may not be sufficient to some Nigerians. We can all see the record is staring us in the faces. And Asiwaju, coming up with renewed hope, he knows what exactly is wrong and is quite aware of the enormous challenges that his government is going to face. So he has no alternative than to hit the ground running from day one. And that's what it has assured us that he's going to do. Of course, we cannot also isolate him from the current administration because he's also a member of the ruling party, APC, and contested on the platform of the party and won the February 25th presidential election. So he's also one of them. But being one of them is also not being in the saddle. Now he's going to take the mantle of leadership. And I vividly recollect that on the day the declaration of result was made by INEC, when he was making his acceptance speech, he said categorically that he's going to be so much committed to that renewed hope. You know, Nigerians, they say talk is cheap. We are very good at saying things, but do we eventually match our words with action? So we will wait to see that, you know, from Ashwadi government. But I'm very optimistic by his antecedent that he's going to deliver on the promises made to Nigerians. Because that same day, he was emphatic about education, and he said there will be an end to ASU strike in the country. Remember, I said one thing is to say something, another is to put it into action. So we want to see a government, maybe in the next 4 years, where we have a normal academic calendar, you know, running in our tertiary institution. He also said during that acceptance speech that he's aware of this Japa syndrom that is going to become Japada. You know, he said it categorically that he's aware, and we know that we're also battling.
Japada means going and coming back.
No. That those who have Japa
will
return back to the country. So, and that's one of the reasons why we have this challenge with our health sector, because by world standard, we know how many doctors that supposed to, you know, administer drugs or even attend to patients, you know, by ratio, but that ratio is widely beyond us, and is a big challenge to us now that you know we have witnessed, you know, a high level of our doctors, trained doctors, you know, and quite unfortunate that even most of the wealthy Nigerians, by the time they travel abroad for medical tourism, it is the same Nigerian doctors that attend to them, you know, overseas. So why has it been so difficult for us to develop our health sector? So Asiwaju also said categorically that primary health care sector will be a cardinal focus of his administration, because most of the ailments or challenges that people take to the tertiary, which is the general hospital, are things that ordinarily are supposed to be taken care of at primary health care sector level. But because we don't have it good. We don't have it nice. People rush to general hospital for ordinary malaria, headache, and all these little. So he also gave us that assurance that he will accord priority to the health sector, and I want to take him for his word. I'm optimistic.
All right. We'll come back to dwell on especially the education that you mentioned earlier, because there are so many areas in that education that I'd like us to bring out, especially when he made a statement that there will be no more strikes.
Yes.
We'll talk about this. Now, Dayo, let's talk about where to start from. Where we are right now, we're aware of the seeming division amongst Nigerians from the last election. And one would say that there has to be national healing. And Asiwaju has mentioned that several times as to the need for Nigeria to come together, unification of Nigeria. Talk to us how challenging or easy it will be to heal Nigeria first as he takes the steps into government.
Once again, thank you for having me on your show. I'm very happy to see President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because I have to cease calling him Asiwaju now.
The level has changed.
Yes, things have changed from being Asiwaju or Jagaban to President-elect.
Exactly.
And by the grace of the Almighty, May 29 is going to become the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So, reconciliation renewed up. I think he is the most prepared president in the history of Nigeria, 62 years of our independence.
Well, how is that?
Renewed up,
Okay.
I think, because I wasn't part of the campaign committee or the people who managed the election process. I believe is part of the Hope 93 of MKO Abiola. So that was why I think it's renewed up. And why is he the most prepared president since 1960? This is the first time in the history of Nigeria after independence that will be having someone from the corporate world as against civil servants that has been our head of state. So one, straight to your question, because he has been in the field for over 30 years, since 92, from the SDP days, he has a network of people across the country. And he knows virtually everybody. He knows the players. He knows those who needs to talk to, those that would need not to talk to. And he has a knack for negotiation. And if you look at this last election, it was like going to a war. And he did what no one did in this last election. Because if you look from the primaries, he fought the primary PDP, even though Governor Wike, His Excellency Governor Wike, was trying to be the candidate or trying to be a deputy or a vice. And Atiku, if you look at the primaries of the PDP, it wasn't as so tough like that of the APC. And he fought the presidency, he fought the party structure, and he fought his way up to win the primaries. And immediately after the primaries, he started going out again to reconcile the party members. So coming in terms of reconciliation, personally, I believe he should go all the way out, because the last election was fought on religion and politics. And we need to be very, very careful. I mean, we see what is happening in Sudan now. Yeah. All it needs is just one little thing and everything will go down the drain. And we need, I'm sure he's talking to the people that he needs to talk to. The first thing I would want him to do is the National Assembly election. He can't leave everything to chance to say, I'm the president, I don't want to get involved. And being a politician himself, I'm 100% sure he's going to get involved in it. The president of the Senate is coming to the south. So it's going to be between the south-south and the southeast.